Good afternoon, everyone. Our project title is Social Media for Business Education and OUHK Study. I'm James, and it's an honor for us to be here. But before we start, I have one question for you guys. What is business news to you? And do you watch it often? We have asked the same question to ourselves, and the answer is not really. The reason is that it's too lengthy, and sometimes we don't even understand the whole picture of it, even if we try to read it between lines. We just don't find it interesting at all. And for that, the goal of our project is to arouse people's interest in business-related news. This is indeed a difficult task because, business news are traditionally presented in a monotonous way, which makes people avoid it naturally. So naturally, for how boring and complicated it is. Our answer to this would be making it more fun and easier for human eyes. Speaking of something fun and easy to watch, a thing called meme comes to our minds immediately. For your information, meme is something humorous in nature and also simple to understand. Here is what traditional business news look like, and here we have how memes look like. It's more simple and fun, right? So we try to create business-related memes and make it more fun to watch and learn. Now we have a way to make it more fun, but we still have an obstacle to go through, which is that this business news has a low reach. The reach of them is not that wide. So we go for the most used media in this era, which is social media. And now we try to combine all three elements together: business, memes, and social media. So we started an Instagram page which posts business meme. And hopefully we can raise their interest in business and help them acknowledge more in a fun and convenient way. But the next question is, how do we manage it? And what is the process of producing each post? Let me pass it to Kelly to talk about it.
Thank you, James. So, as we suppose, social media can be the platform. So, we need to decide what to do on it. As Instagram is the most popular among people around our age, the most viable way is to run an Instagram page, which can share some business news and facts with our target audience. And they are business students. And we aim to help them acquire more business knowledge and relate their study to daily life. And we want to give traditional news a makeover. Therefore, what we did was to become the editors of the Instagram page. First of all, we need to select a suitable and interesting topics to our target groups. Then, analyze and digest the news by reading the relevant information in different media, such as SCMP, CNN, online news, etc., so as to understand the whole story and background information. Next, design the post. We add the caption on the picture to draw the audience attention first, and then write down what we organized from the news. When everything is finalized and ready, we upload the post to see the response. The whole process starts from February and ends in June. Now, our page has 30 posts, and this is what we have achieved. As you can see here, the highest views post has around 1.2 thousand views. Although it may not be a very big number, it is enough for us to try out different types of posts and topics. And we also attract the interest from the university students. and their feedback are the standards for us to make some improvement and adjustment to the post. Apart from that, we obtain valuable lessons from this experience of being an editor. We find out 3 key elements that will deeply affect the attractiveness and success of the post, and they are length, language, length, and also content. So now Jamie will take over the time to talk about these 3 essential elements in detail.
Thanks, Katie. She had mentioned what we have learned in the whole process. And in my part, there are several changes in the process. To begin with language, we used English as the main language at first. We did so because the language we use to learn, and we ensure that everyone in our community can understand it. They can also pick up some useful vocabularies through readings and posts. However, from their responses, our audience didn't seem to be much attractive to the English. So they got used to reading IG posts in Chinese, which is their mother tongue. Then we tested the posts in Chinese. The number of views and responses had a significant increase. Next, length. We tested posting business news in different lengths. For example, we combined various sources in one post, and we also tried bilingual version. However, from the responses, we can tell that the readers prefer a shorter post, as they confirm that the attention span for each post can be much shorter, as shorter as 8 seconds, to decide whether they want to continuous reading. After taking into considerations, we made each post within 100 words. Last but not least, content. Since we had made the posts shorter, it was impossible to put all the information and analysis in a short text. So we attempted to give more basic information to the students. How to make it fun and attractive? The audience are more willing to read the posts in cognitively less demanding messages and entertaining topics. So in other words, the posts required to contain less specific knowledge and less statistics. They are skimming through friends' pictures in Instagram, so they are not ready to spend a lot of efforts to understand something complicated. Also, they are attracted to something surprising captions and entertaining topics. So when we share something entertaining or everyday life related, the audience seems to put more attention and show more interest. After discussing briefly 3 important elements of effective posts, now let me pass it to Madeline to talk about what the implications for the future will be.
Thanks, Jimmy. So from the 3 key elements, we find out 3 characteristics that help build a most used post. Using mother tongue, being entertaining, and use more easy wordings. If we follow those 3 characteristics, both teachers and students can benefit from it. So first, for a teacher, they can use our page as a lead-in in class. Exploring the use of social media, let students receive information with the way they're more familiar with. So for students, the posts can raise their interest and encourage them to read news, as what we do is changing news into something fun to catch their attention. Most importantly, learning beyond the classroom. As now we always have the feeling that study is only happening at school, but this is not the case. We can learn anything at any time and anywhere. So just following the page, you can receive the information when you are at your leisure time looking at your IG. So it will be a better and fruitful learning experience for all of us. But now the question is, what's next? Our project is student-initiated student center. We, the university students, being the editor and the audience ourselves, everything is based on us. So when we're encouraging more students to join in the project, then the coverage of the page can be expanded, and we'll have better and wider scope. More news can be taken in, and more discover can be taken out to improve the whole activities. What we mean is, in the long term, this can be a long-term activities. Different pages can made for different subjects. For example, business communications can have a specific pages. So students can follow the pages they like by just a simple click. Make their learning process more fruitful. So make them feel it, like it, and even click into the original news. Turning news into something new.